to Broadway, remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd.
We are taught as children right versus wrong. We learn at an early age not to lie, cheat, or steal. What happens as we grow up? Do our principles of ethical decision-making change, or do the choices become more complex? Do we lose sight of our ethical principles, or do we just learn about the gray area? In today's environment, it has become only too acceptable to behave in a manner that is inconsistent with the principles we learned as children. Every time you turn around, there is another investigation or allegation leveled against officials who have been caught in a potentially unethical situation. Often the response when caught is, "I asked an ethics officer, and they said it didn't fall within the category of impermissible activity, so I did it." Hi, I'm Melinda Lofton, the designated agency ethics official at the Department of the Interior. Traditionally, we discuss ethics as right versus wrong. Making the ethical choice is not always a decision between right and wrong, but it often includes making the choice between right versus right. We must examine the information we have, look at the options, and outline the consequences of each choice in order to make that best choice. Technically, you may be able to do something, but the question may be not, can I do it, but should I do it? There is a focus in law schools, business schools, colleges, and universities in creating ethics institutes. As one program tells its students, ethics is the most important thing we have to show you. At DOI, we take ethics very seriously as well and hope to shed some light on different topics in our ethics training to help you identify ethics issues. Each employee has the individual responsibility to know the rules and regulations that govern their ethical behavior. Ethics officials are available to assist you, so please call early and call often. While we at DOI take ethics very seriously, the following skits are intended to both educate and to entertain you. I hope you enjoy today's ethics training.
Wow, that's a hot tip. Buy 1,000 shares of IBM. Place that order. All right. The market's moving our way. Outstanding. Put it all in on Microsoft. All in. Buy, buy, buy. We're going to make a killing.
Hey, Dave.
What?
Dave, I'm here for our 9 o'clock meeting.
Oh, no. The market's trending down. The meeting's canceled. Call it off. Get out of here. Sell it all. We're going to lose everything. Oh, my gosh. I'm ruined.
Executive Order 12674 states, "You shall put forth honest effort in the performance of your duties, and you shall protect and conserve federal property and shall not use it for other than authorized activity. Based on these principles and Department of the Interior and Bureau-specific rules, you are not to use government computers to conduct business ventures. Additionally, you are not to engage in outside business such as day trading during your tour of duty. All outside business activities should be conducted outside of the federal workplace when off duty."
Marissa, look. Oh, that is adorable. Are you going to get that?
Yes, I've got to have it.
You know that everybody is going to be so jealous of you wearing this at the party. Definitely get it. But, you know, I've got to get something, too. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's you.
You think?
Yes.
Well, I have to get this to you then.
Okay.
Let's go.
Good afternoon. Are you ready to check out?
Yes, I am.
Sure, I'll help you with that.
Just get my credit card
And here we go. Have you cleaned your purse out yet?
No, I've been meaning to do it. I promise I'll do it by the time.
How
next
many
time.
times have I heard that?
I know. Here it is. See?
Finally.
Oh, this is my government credit card.
You don't want to use that one. Did you hear about the employee who used his government credit card and bought tires for his personal car? He says he accidentally used his government card. When he got his credit card bill, he realized his mistake, and he paid for it out of his own personal funds, but he still got a 30-day suspension for misusing his card.
Wow, even though he paid the government back in 30 days?
Didn't matter, still got it. Even though he claimed it was an honest mistake, misuse of a government credit card is a very serious offense. The Merit Systems Protection Board upheld the decision to suspend him.
I heard about an employee who used her government charge card to buy a sightseeing tour in Greece and show tickets in Las
Are
Vegas.
you kidding? What happened to her?
She was fired and had to pay the government back for all the personal expenses she charged on the government card. I think some situations can even result in jail time.
You know, I read in the paper a couple of months ago that Postal Service employees charge over $600,000 in personal expenses.
Wow.
On their government charge cards, including paying for family vacations to Europe. Can you believe that?
I hate to hear these stories, even though I'd like to go to Europe, believe me, because I think it reflects so poorly on government workers. The vast majority of government workers do not use their charge cards irresponsibly. In fact, they're very responsible about using them.
I think so too. When I received my government charge card, my supervisor gave me a copy of the section in the Code of Federal Regulations governing the misuse of government property. It was straightforward and easy to read, and it helped me to understand the serious obligation I have as a federal employee to use all government property, including my charge card, for official purposes only.
Wow, I'd like to see a copy of that. When we get back to the office, can I get a copy of that?
Sure. It's 5 CFR 2635-704. I remember it well because my supervisor asked me to make sure that all of our charge card holders have a copy. Plus, the National Business Center has the mandatory training that includes DOI policies and official use of the government charge card.
You do realize we have to get back to work, don't you? Are you still looking for your card?
Finally,
Thank you. Thank you.
The total for the sweater is $54.93.
What are we gonna do when we get back?
What are we gonna do when we get back?
I take a shower and hit the rack.
Take a shower and hit the rack.
And no way.
No way.
Gotta run.
Gotta run.
TT.
TT.
A lot of fun. General principals reporting for duty. Ethics recruits, form up. You're in my army now, an ethical army. Today's period of instruction is about the 14 general principles. The 14 general principles make up the foundation for ethical thinking in our Army, the Department of the Interior Army. 5. Code of Federal Regulations 2635-101 Bravo establishes these 14 general principles. Ethics Recruit 1. What is your first general ethics principle?
Public service is a public trust requiring...
Ethics Recruit 1. You should know your 14 general principles by now. Get down and give me 20. Ethics Recruit 1. Those push-ups are not good enough. Better form. Ethics Recruit 2. What is your second general principle?
Sir,
Oh,
you're scaring me.
Ethics Recruit 2. By day 1 in training, I knew all 14 general principles, and you don't even know one. Ethics Principle 1 is public service is a public trust, requiring employees to place loyalty in the Constitution, the laws, and ethical principles above private gain. Ethics Principle 2. Employees shall not hold financial interests that conflict with the conscientious performance of duty. Ethics Recruit 3. I bet you know your general principles. Are you smiling at me, Ethics Recruit 3?
No, sir.
What is your third ethics principle?
Everyone should be ethical.
Ethics Recruit 3, that is not your third ethics principle. Your third ethics principle is employees shall not engage in financial transactions using non-public government information or allow the improper use of such information to further the public interest. Ethics Recruit 3, go do a 20-mile run. Maybe during that run you will learn these principles. Ethics Recruits, we need to step it up. Principle 4 is an employee shall not, except as permitted by subpart B of this part, solicit or accept any gift or other item of monetary value from any person or entity seeking official action from, doing business with, or conducting activities regulated by the employee's agency, or whose interests may be substantially affected by the performance or non-performance of the employee's duties. Now, Ethics Recruit 1, it's time to step up your game and get one right. What is the fifth general ethics principle?
The fifth general ethics principle is employees shall put forth an honest effort in the performance of their duties. Sir.
Ethics Recruit 2. What is the sixth ethics principle?
Employees shall not knowingly make unauthorized commitments or promises of any kind purporting to bind the government.
Good job, recruits. Number 7 is employees shall not use the public office for private gain. Ethics Recruit 3, are you done with your run yet? Where is Ethics Recruit 3? Principle Ethics Recruit 3 is back. Get in formation. Principle 8 is employees shall not enact impartially and not give preferential treatment to any private organization or individual. Principle 9, employees shall protect and conserve federal property and shall not use it for other purposes than unauthorized purposes. Ethics Recruit 3, you're back now. What is the 10th general ethics principle?
Sir, I have to catch my breath.
Ethics Recruit 3, we've been doing PT 8 times a day for 20 days now, and you have to catch your breath?
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me?
I'm ready, sir.
You're ready?
Yes.
What is the 10th ethics principle?
Employees should not engage in outside employment or activities including seeking or negotiating for employment that conflict with their official government duties and responsibilities, sir.
Outstanding, Ethics Recruit 3. You may make it in this Army. Ethics Recruit 1, let's hear the next general principle, number 11.
Number 11.
Are you laughing? Are you laughing? Is this funny?
No, sir.
You think this is funny? Ethics, number 11, Ethics Recruits. Employees shall disclose waste, fraud, and abuse. Waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption to appropriate authorities. Number 12, ethics, employees shall satisfy in good faith their obligations as citizens, including all just financial obligations, especially those such as federal, state, or local taxes that are imposed by law. Ethics Recruits, there's only a few more ethics principles. Number 13, employees shall adhere to all laws and regulations that provide for equal opportunity for all Americans, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, or handicap. Now, Ethics Recruits, you have one last shot to get one right. So we're going to go all together, all of us, and we're going to show this Army that you're ready to get out there and defend our Constitution. Ethics Recruits, what is your 14th general ethics principle? Begin now.
Employees shall endeavor to avoid any actions creating the appearance that they are violating the law or the ethical standards set forth in this part. Whether particular circumstances create an appearance that the law or these standards have been violated shall be determined from the perspective of a reasonable person with knowledge of the relevant facts.
Ethics Recruits, outstanding. You will make it in this Army. Now go out and give ethics advice.
Let me tell you about the Ethics Express. The Ethics Express is a DOI ethics newsletter that is published periodically. It creates and increases awareness of what's going on in the world of government ethics. It also provides basic information on ethics policies and principles that all federal employees are required to adhere to, including the supplemental regulations that only apply to DOI employees. For example, the most recent newsletter featured an article on March Madness and gambling in the workplace. Most importantly, the newsletter enhances ethics communication with all DOI employees who at some point in their government career will face ethical choices. Your suggestions for content are welcome. Please submit your comments and/or questions to the email address below. Tired of cramping fingers from filling out those pesky financial disclosure forms by hand? Well, we have the answer. File your financial disclosure forms online. Are you a Public 278 filer? Do it online. Confidential 450 filer? That's online too. There are so many advantages to filing online. Listen to some of our satisfied filers.
I always had trouble filing my 278 form on time. I have enough papers to fill out on a daily basis. Since I never remembered to ask for an extension before the filing deadline, not filing on time meant I was paying $200 every year. Now, with the online financial disclosure filing system, I can file easily and use that $200 to pay for part of my daughter's cell phone bill.
Hi, I didn't know if online filing would be for me. I figured it was only available for public filers. I'm not the most tech-savvy girl, and I thought it might be difficult to understand the online form. Once I found out the online financial disclosure filing system is for everyone and is easy, I decided to give it a try. It was so simple. It's online. I could do it wherever there's a computer available. Such a time saver.
What other advantages come with filing online? Well, automated notifications and reminders help ensure that the paperwork is completed on time. Also, there is an intelligent interview wizard who can help guide you through the sometimes tricky task of completing the form properly. There are no hard copy forms to be mailed or filed, and, best of all, it saves your information from year to year. No entering in all of the information from last year. So don't delay. File your financial disclosure forms online today.
What's a WAG? A wheat acquisition gatherer? No. What about a weight adjuster gizmo? Absolutely not. A wildfire advocacy group? Not. What about a Westlake astronomy genius? No.
Hey, I just got invited to my first WAG.
WAG? What's that?
It stands for a widely attended gathering.
What's a widely attended gathering?
It's an exception to the gift prohibition, where there has to be a large number of people representing diverse interests at the event. And there are a lot of other facts that have to be considered before you even know if you can attend the WAG.
So you just got your first invitation to a WAG. How do you even know if you can go?
Well, at DOI, you just fill out the DI 1958 and give it to your supervisor and ethics counselor for approval. They will help you determine if you can attend.
What do they look for?
They look for conflicts of interest. They look to see if the event is a fundraiser. And in certain circumstances, they check to see if the invitation is from a lobbyist.
What if you're invited to speak at the WAG?
Then it's really not a gift for the day you're speaking. But if you're attending a conference of many days, you may still need the WAG approval. See how complex this is?
It sounds like the safest thing to do is always consult your ethics counselor before accepting an invitation to a widely attended gathering.
As a general rule, you may not directly or indirectly solicit or accept a gift from a prohibited source, or if it is given because of your official position. A prohibited source is any person, company, or organization that does business with your agency, is seeking to do business with your agency, conducts operations that are regulated by your agency, or has any interests that might be affected by the performance or non-performance of your official duties. Basically, do not solicit or accept a gift if soliciting or accepting that gift could lead someone to question your impartiality as a public official. Some things simply are not gifts. To make clear what we mean by gift, let us observe a BLM employee with his wife.
Hey, honey, I'm off to work. Have you seen my coffee? Oh, thanks. Say, you know, I love working for the BLM. Yesterday I got an email that all government employees get a 2-for-1 discount at the amusement park.
Is this a gift?
No!
You're right. This is not a gift because it's a discount available to all government employees. Now, let us observe an OSMRE employee caught in a sticky situation.
Hey, CEO of Super Large Conglomerate.
Good morning, Office of Surface Mining, Reclamation and Enforcement Inspector. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of a mega ginormous conglomerate that is regulated by your agency. Would you like a sticky bun?
Is this a gift?
No!
Yes, I love a sticky bun. Considering the sticky buns and other modest food items are not considered to be a gift and can be accepted by a federal employee, even when given by a prohibited source.
While technically federal employees can accept modest food items from prohibited sources, it might not always be a good idea. You need to consider what message accepting such items sends about your professionalism and the integrity of your organization. This is an example of right versus right thinking. One more situation with Mr. CEO of Super Large Conglomerate.
Hello, Mr. CEO of a company that has a permit pending approval, litigation against, and bonds being held by my agency.
Good morning, Inspector. I have an opportunity of a lifetime for you. My company will give you an all-expense-paid trip to Tahiti for yourself, your husband, your kids, your children's children, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, their grandparents, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, and your gecko lizard.
Well, no thanks. Since my department works directly with your sector of the economy and my official duties involve inspecting your mines, and for a whole host of other reasons, I cannot and will not compromise my duty as a public official. Therefore, I respectfully decline your offer, but thank you anyway.
Well then, since you decline, I have another offer for you. After you complete this inspection, and you write a favorable report, I have a job for you. You'll come work for my company, making 500 big ones a year. How about it?
Oh no! Don't take it!
These examples only illustrate the general principles surrounding the ethics of soliciting or receiving gifts. For more information on the rules pertaining to gifts, please refer to the Department of the Interior's Ethics Guide, available at your ethics counselor's office, and consult your ethics counselor if you have any questions or need clarification on any issue.
As a public official entrusted with the fair management of this country's assets and the protection of this country's laws, you are not to use your status or office for personal gain.
You know how fast you were going back there? Name, license, and registration, please.
My name is Use, Miss Use. I'm a DOI employee. Can I get out of this ticket, please?
Oh, you're a DOI employee. I love the national park. Hey, don't worry about the ticket, Miss Hughes. Just forget about it.
Is this a gift? It may not be a gift, but it is an improper use of a federal position for personal gain. Don't even try it.
Hello and welcome to the Evening News. I'm Victoria Cornerstone. Our top story comes from Washington, D.C., where a federal employee got himself into hot water for violating the Hatch Act. Ryan Dantana is on the scene. Ryan, what's going on over there?
Hatch Act watch. The mood here is tense as everyone waits to see what will happen to a federal employee who is charged with a violation of the Hatch Act.
Ryan, what exactly is the Hatch Act?
The Hatch Act is a federal law that prohibits federal employees from engaging in partisan activities while on duty or on federal property. Freddie Federal, a DOI employee, is accused of sending hundreds of partisan emails from his work-issued computer. In the past, employees who have engaged in such conduct have been fired. Mr. Federal might have a big problem on his hands, Victoria.
Are there other types of activities that could cause a problem, Ryan?
Absolutely. Passing out campaign stickers or wearing political buttons while on duty are just as much a violation of the Hatch Act as fundraising or running for partisan office. Violations of these kind of things can lead to the removal of federal employees from their positions. Mr. Federal will just have to wait and see what happens. I am Ryan Dantana. Back to you, Victoria.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm Victoria Cornerstone. Have a good night.
Do you find the Hatch Act difficult to understand? Is it unclear which restrictions apply to you? If so, you're not alone. The Hatch Act can even be confusing for those who deal with its restrictions every day. Fortunately, the Departmental Ethics Office, with guidance from the Office of Special Counsel, has developed 4 easy-to-understand Hatch Act cards, which are available to all Interior employees. These cards are color-coded by employee category, so you can easily identify which restrictions apply to you. For example, the green card applies to non-career SES and Schedule C employees. The blue card applies to political appointees confirmed by the Senate. The orange card applies to career SES, administrative law judges, contract appeals board members, and administrative appeals judges. Finally, the yellow card applies to all general schedule and wage grade employees. If you would like to order a set of Hatch Act cards for your office, you can email the Departmental Ethics Office at doi_ethics@ios.doi.gov. Warning: studies show that reading Hatch Act cards for more than 2 hours may give you a serious headache. Staring at the Hatch Act cards may cause blurry vision. However, conviction records show that violating the Hatch Act can land you in serious legal trouble. Please seek guidance from an ethics counselor before engaging in political activity.
Welcome to the Organic Act Quiz Show. In this exciting new game show, our contestants will be asked to respond to questions about DOI's organic acts. Now please help me welcome our show host, Wink Moore.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today on our Organic Act Show. We are going to play for big money. Can my contestants say big money?
Big money!
All right. Let's meet our contestants. Gus works as a cowboy on a private ranch in Colorado. In his spare time, he works for the BLM. What do you do for the BLM?
Well, howdy, Gus. I work in rangeland management on grazing allotments.
Excellent. Welcome, Gus. We're glad to have you today. And who do I have here? This lovely Ginger, the movie star. All right. Ginger lives in Beverly Hills and raises chihuahuas in her spare time. How many chihuahuas have you raised?
8, and I brought one here today with me.
Oh, I hope you brought some newspaper.
I did,
Let's welcome Ginger. All right, welcome. All right, and I have the lovely Victoria. Victoria lives in Washington, D.C., and is an attorney for the Department of the Interior. I didn't know you needed a lawyer to decorate, though.
Oh, dear. The Department of the Interior is not about interior decorating. It's the federal agency that oversees activities on federal lands.
That's why she's a lawyer. Okay, let's appreciate Victoria. Welcome today.
Thank you.
All right. Are you guys ready to play for some big money?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's get some cards.
Excuse me, Mr. Winkmore.
Yes, Ginger. Yes.
What actually is the Organic Act?
Would either of our contestants like to answer that question?
Well, I would, Wink.
Okay.
The Organic Acts are laws that establish the various bureaus. The rules that we're talking about today directly derive from those acts. They're organic to the bureaus, so they're called Organic Acts.
Answer just like a lawyer. Okay, thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
We are enlightened by your wisdom, and we appreciate it. All right, now, can everyone say M-O-N-E-Y?
M-O-N-E-Y.
That spells money.
Money, big
All
money.
right, pig money. All righty then. Now, for $1,000. Under the BLM Organic Act, BLM employees may not be active real estate agents or brokers. However, during their BLM tenure, their license can be held in an inactive status. True or false? Ginger, you rang in first. What's the answer?
True. No. False.
What?
True.
The answer is true. That's $1,000 for Ginger.
All right, Ginger.
Great job. Now we're going to raise the stakes a little bit. All right? We're going to play for $1,500 for this question. Listen carefully. George Ann just got hired as a land surveyor for USGS. She's excited to be able to serve the USGS and maintain her private business as a surveyor as well. Under the USGS Organic Act, George Ann can maintain her private surveyor business. True or false?
No, she can't do that. It's against the rule of the range.
Gus has a winner there. He has lassoed the answer in for us today. All right. We're going to move right along. Can I feel the energy in the room? Money is at stake here. All right. That's what I like. Now, for $1,600, USGS, BLM, and BOMER have conflict of interest policies that permit employees to hold stocks and bonds in oil, gas, and mining companies without regard for whether the companies have interests in federal lands. True or false? Victoria, our attorney, has an answer.
The answer is false.
Okay.
USGS and BLM employees under statute can't own stocks or bonds of oil, gas, or mining companies.
Okay.
Employees of BOMER have a little different situation. They're under the regulations, but they too cannot own stocks and bonds in oil, gas, and mining companies. So the answer for them too, false.
All right. Let's appreciate Victoria. Answer just like a lawyer. All right. Now, we're taking the stakes a little higher. $1,800 for this round. Listen to me carefully. Biff is a BLM botanist. He owns Exxon, Chevron, and BP stock. He must divest of all three companies' stock, although he does not work with Exxon, Chevron, or BP in his official capacity. True or false?
I know the answer.
True. And the answer is true. I was trying to think who rung in first. Okay, got a little confused there, but it's okay. The light's a little bright in here, but it's okay. And your jewelry is looking very sensational, but it blinded me for a second. All right, it's time to go, I believe, to a commercial. Did the announcer say something?
And now for a word from our sponsor, the Departmental Ethics Office.
Hi, I'm Kim Heinz. Have you read our ethics guide? Not only is this guide required reading, but also it is a handy pocket-sized guide that can answer many questions that you may have. It is a convenient, quick reference guide to help you spot issues and provide contact information for your servicing ethics advisor. Ethics issues are often complex, so just remember that nothing replaces advice and guidance from your servicing ethics advisor. You may request an ethics guide by contacting your deputy ethics counselor or the departmental ethics office at DOI_ethics@ios.doi.gov. An electronic version of the ethics guide can also be found at our website at doi.gov/ethics. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Organic Act Quiz Show.
All right, welcome back. You guys ready to play for more money?
Oh, yeah. We're ready. We're ready.
Put your hand in the air and say money! All right. Now, we're really going to take the stakes higher for $2,000. Federal land is defined as public lands or resources administered or controlled by the Department of the Interior and any of its components. True or false? Gus got it.
All right. Right on, partner. Wink, it's true.
It's true. All right, Gus. Big money. All right. Now, 5,000 big ones. 5,000 big ones. Ooh, I'm getting excited just thinking about all that money. All right. As a BLM employee, if your spouse has a grazing permit to lease 20 acres of Fish and Wildlife Service land, you have which of the following? A direct or an indirect interest? Victoria?
Wink, it's an indirect
An indirect interest. That's it. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're out of time on this segment.
That wraps up the Organic Act Quiz Show for today. Nobody had any wrong answers. You are all ethics champions.
Nepotism Uncovered with Detective Interior.
I'm Detective Interior, ethics detective for the Department of the Interior. Did you know that nepotism is a showing of favoritism towards family members by those who have the power and authority to do so? Did you know that nepotism is unethical? It is. Join me on a journey into the dark, unethical world of nepotism.
Thank you, Detective Interior. 10 years ago, Willie Cheatham, HR specialist in the National Park Service, saw that a position had opened in IT just down the hallway from his office. While many qualified applicants had already applied for the job, Willie Cheatham made sure that his son, who had graduated 1 year earlier from college with a BS in computer engineering, applied for the job. Willie Cheatham no longer wanted to support his son and thought that the IT office at NPS would be an ideal place for his son to launch his professional career. With much boisterous advocacy for his son's hiring, including the writing of a letter of recommendation to NPS, and talking to all the right people about his son, Willie Cheatham's son was hired. However, when the ethics officer, Captain Ethics, noticed that the newly hired employee was the son of another employee who had considerable discretion over the hiring process, and that the other qualified applicants had been unfairly ignored, Willie Cheatham was reprimanded, and his son, because he was hired in violation of the nepotism law, lost all entitlement to pay.
The law against nepotism is quite simple and can be found at Title V of the United States Code, Section 3110. A public official may not appoint, employ, promote, advance, or advocate for the appointment, employment, promotion, or advancement of a relative, in or to any civilian position in the agency in which the public official serves or over which he or she exercises jurisdiction or control. This restriction applies to all DOI and its bureaus. If any individual is appointed, employed, promoted, or advanced in violation of the nepotism law, he or she will no longer be entitled to pay.
Thank you, Detective. And so, we should all know that every applicant deserves appropriate consideration for DOI positions. No potential employee should be ignored because of another applicant's family relationship to an insider. The hiring process should be concerned with selecting the most qualified applicant, after which the office can concentrate on creating a work environment held together by friendly relationships. Nepotism could violate the criminal conflict of interest statute or impartiality regulation. Till next time.
Welcome to the 161st running of GovCar. That's government-owned vehicle corporate auto responsibility. Folks, this event all started with wagons and horses, and now it is 16-passenger, exciting American-made vans and sedans. And here is today's fleet.
Is this a GovCar?
Yes, sir, it sure is.
Woo! Can I take her for a spin?
That all depends on your intended purpose there, sir.
Well, I want to drive fast and take her home. Woo! It sure is windy today, but I bet here this fine piece of machinery get me home safe.
That's it.
Well, I also got me a date tonight, and I'm sure this here federal cargo van, it's gonna impress.
First of all, sir, this here car ain't gonna impress nobody. Second of all, this car here is for official business only.
Oh, shucks. Well, how fast is this car gonna go?
That's not the point, sir. This car's for official business, and you still have to abide by all state and local laws.
Oh, I'm gonna go find me a different vehicle then. Catch you later.
Well, folks, this here is probably one of the most exciting GovCar events in history. And friends, after a GovCar winner has been crowned and all you good folks have gone on home, please remember that these lean, mean, government-owned vehicles are only to be used to carry out official business. All government assets, including computers, copiers, telephones, and government lease or owned vehicles, may only be used by civil servants of these here United States of America to do their jobs. And now, I ask you, all fellow GovCar drivers, join me in fastening your seatbelts, starting your engines, and use and drive these government cars as ethically as possible. Go GovCar! And one more thing. Be careful if you accept NASCAR tickets from a prohibited source. There could be a serious appearance of impropriety issue.
We hope these skits have been an entertaining reminder of the range of ethics rules governing the behavior of federal employees. The Departmental Ethics Office and the Bureau Ethics Counselors are here to help you think through the various ethical issues you face on a daily basis so that you do not risk violating the criminal statutes or the ethics regulations. The Departmental Ethics Office is honored to partner with DOI's Office of Inspector General in helping employees aspire to a high level of personal and professional integrity in pursuit of the department's missions. We are proud to welcome our Acting Inspector General, Mary Kendall.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Kendall, the department's Acting Inspector General. I'm honored to have the opportunity to talk with you for a few minutes about the importance of fostering a culture of integrity in the Department of the Interior, a culture of integrity that necessarily begins with the individual. My office, the Office of Inspector General, is an independent entity within the department charged with oversight of department programs and operations. By law, we have no management control over these programs and operations, but the department cannot interfere with our oversight. This allows us to be truly objective and independent. The OIG plays a crucial role in building a culture of integrity by investigating alleged ethical lapses and working with the department to prevent ethics problems from occurring or continuing in the future. As an independent entity, the OIG is a safe and discreet place to bring concerns about suspected ethical misconduct. We would rather learn of potential ethics issues directly rather than happen upon them when they are a part of a larger, more serious problem. A pervading culture of integrity is vital to the Department of the Interior, as with any organization. A culture of integrity, however, relies on the integrity of the individuals that comprise it. It means that we, as individuals, must take ownership of and responsibility for our own actions. It also means being responsible for our inaction. We've all heard the adage, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good people do nothing. Most of the ethics cases that the Office of Inspector General investigates are born out of three categories: a sense of entitlement, conflict of interest, and the belief that doing something good in one area cancels wrongdoing in another. The first two categories should be self-evident. The third is best explained by Albert Einstein, who said, "Relativity applies to physics, not ethics." Who might justify taking those expensive sporting events or concert tickets from a contractor by saying, "If I don't take them, someone else will"? Who has approved awarding of grant funds to a favored grantee while also serving on its board of directors? Who has said, "I've worked for the federal government for decades. I deserve some benefit in my retirement job after all those years of service"? These would be the people we investigate. Many of our cases are brought as a result of conscientious employees informing us of problems they noticed on the job. Of course, individual responsibility means much more than speaking up about the improprieties that might happen around us. It also means making sure that our own behavior is ethical, that we would be proud of what we do, even when we think no one is paying attention. A strong internal ethical compass is absolutely essential to fostering a culture of integrity. One way to ensure that our internal ethical compass is working is to ask, do I have any doubt that what I am about to do is ethical? Unless the answer to that question is an unequivocal no, we probably should not do it. Other questions we might ask are, is there a potential conflict of interest or the appearance of a conflict between my work for the department and any outside employment or service on a board? Am I following the rules of my bureau in the department with respect to acceptance of gifts, including meals and entertainment, from anyone within or outside the department? Am I acting fairly and without bias or preferential treatment in my participation in reviewing or awarding a contract or grant? Have I properly reported all my financial interests on official financial disclosure forms? And have I followed the rules and laws with respect to my pursuit of employment after my career in the department? If we are asking these questions, we should, at the very least, seek the advice of an ethics counselor. If you do not know who your ethics counselors are, find out and seek them out. In the same vein, we cannot assume that what our colleagues or superiors routinely do is necessarily the ethical way to do things. As we saw in the now well-known Minerals Management Service royalty in kind scandal from a few years ago, subordinate employees followed the unethical lead of managers who, themselves, felt a sense of entitlement, blind to conflicts of interest, in their dealings with oil company representatives. No one seemed to ask, is this conduct proper, regardless of what the boss might be doing? Of course, this is not to set employees against their colleagues or supervisors. Rather, we should always keep in mind that we, not our supervisor, not our colleagues, and not the people who report to us, are always responsible for our own ethical conduct and personal integrity. I've heard it said that our ethical muscle grows stronger each time we choose right over wrong. We need to exercise our individual ethical muscles in the Department of the Interior on a regular basis, with the collective goal of building a strong, pervasive culture of integrity throughout. Thank you.